Hello, and welcome to my corner. This is my Stardew pillow. Hi, I'm Rusty, which is not great considering I never got very good at this to begin with. I am back. Can I say back if I only have 2 videos on this channel and they have I think a year gap between them? Sure. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Or, I guess more accurately, I'm welcoming myself back to my channel. This video is gonna be more of a chatty catch-up, because I want to start doing those. I would like to start filming, I think, vlogs. I know the last video I have on this channel was the start of a series where I was going to try to do pieces that emulated key elements of the styles of different artists. My overall goal for this channel, this year, that series, has just kind of been to get me back into creating art. So I went to art school. I went to an art college from 2016 to 2020. And I want to say between 2020 and now, I have not actually made that much art. I think there's a lot of reasons for that. I know that a lot of artists have that internal critic, and that's just something that I've struggled with for a while. But at the start of this year, I actually made a lot of progress with getting back into art, making more things, not being so hard on myself, and enjoying the creative process again. So that series that I started, Key Elements, was one attempt for me to start something that was semi-structured so that I would continue to make art, which is the overall goal for me. So that was the intention. In reality, I think my inner critic was more harsh than before because now I had set these sort of specific guidelines. They were loose, but there were specific elements that I was trying to emulate, and so if I didn't feel like I was hitting those, and I didn't, then my inner critic was validated in a way. My inner critic is very harsh and is saying, you don't make good art. You can't do the things you set out to do. When I was trying to make these pieces with very specific artists in mind, who are among the greats, right? They're the classics for a reason. When I wasn't really hitting those marks, it seemed like, my brain, instead of it being my brain is being hypercritical and I shouldn't listen to it, it was kind of maybe it's onto something, which isn't necessarily true. So I am not scrapping that idea. I do like it, but I think for me to get back into creating, for me to be able to take on a project like that, I need to start smaller and without these made-up boundaries, I guess. So, what have I been up to? I thought I would maybe just let you guys know what I've been up to this first half of the year, since it is now basically the end of June. In January, I became an auntie. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law had their first baby, so that was really exciting. I also took 2 classes at the beginning of the year in Olelo, Hawaii, because I am Hawaiian, so I am trying to learn my language more. I haven't been able to take more classes since then, but I've been trying to incorporate as many words that I learned into my everyday life as I can. I also made little flashcards for practicing. So I still use those, and my husband is learning as well. In February, I decided that I was going to run my first art booth at the Harumatsuri, or Spring Festival, in the town I live in. So that was more of a jumpstart for me for creating this year. I think I've already created more in these past few months than I have for the past couple years at least, if not the past 4 years. And I've had a lot more fun creating than I have in the last few years, for sure. I was finally excited about my art, excited about the things I was creating. Trying to think of things as product ideas was more helpful in getting my creativity going. It was like a more helpful constraint rather than emulating different styles like I was trying to before. At the end of March, I went to New Mexico and Texas for the first time. We went to go visit some of my mother-in-law's family. We spent time together all as a family, and I visited the White Sands National Park for the first time. That was really, really nice. It was a really good visit. It was really nice to spend time with family, and it was really cool to visit some places I have never been to before. Then right when we got back in April, it was time for the Spring Festival, the Haru Matsuri. At the festival, I did my very first art booth. Yeah! And it went great. It was really, really good. And on top of that, I also did my first hula performance that I've done since elementary school. Wait, no, I did one other performance last year, but it was still a big deal. I've always been told that I'm much too stiff for hula. Hula is very fluid. Even if the movements are more stiff, even then it's supposed to feel natural, if that makes sense. And I've just never looked very natural in my body. You know when people say that they're uncomfortable seeing how uncomfortable somebody is in their body? Kind of like that. That's what I was told. But over the past year, I've been taking hula classes, and I actually feel a lot more in tune with my body. I feel a lot more at ease dancing. I don't feel so self-conscious. It's helped me a lot, both in the sense of just being a less tense dancer and also in myself, feeling like I can take up space. I don't need to make myself smaller, and that taking up space doesn't mean that you're taking up somebody else's space. So that was really cool. Then I think a week or two after the festival, we went to Disneyland. It was my first time going with my family and my second time going overall, and it was really, really nice. Got ears for the first time, so that was really cool. Then I finally had some downtime, and I didn't really feel like working too hard on videos just yet. I was also setting up my online shop. And I know a lot of people like to film their process of setting up their online shop, and maybe I'll get there eventually, but since it was my first time setting everything up, I was so overwhelmed. I appreciate the people who make their videos about setting up their online shop so much because I was watching so many of them. I needed the guidance very badly. I might someday make a video about it, but I think that would be further along when I felt more comfortable in the process. Right now, I'm like almost still worried that I missed something or didn't do something right. So I'll put in the description some links to some of the videos that were really helpful for me, but right now I do not feel qualified to make one myself. So I was really busy doing that. I was doing my online shop, taking photos, writing up product descriptions, doing a lot of like admin work. I had to open up a PO box, sort out things with my business license, all that jazz. But now I feel like everything has finally slowed down enough that I am ready to come back and start making videos, especially if they're a little more low-key like this, like these little chatty vlogs. So I hope that that's something you're into. Yeah, all of that being said, I, again, have not been doing much art. What I have been doing is a lot of gardening. I've been growing zinnias in my backyard. I made a little short about that because I'm very proud of them. And I've also been growing one sunflower plant, and they're so beautiful. It's so nice to have something so grounding, I guess. I think my favorite part about my little garden is that it gives me something to look forward to every day, all day. I don't work on it all day, but first thing in the morning I wake up, and I try to wake up pretty early because I live in Arizona. so it gets really, really, really hot here. I wake up at about 6, 7, maybe 8. And even at 6, even on the days where I'm up at 6, I go outside and it's already 80 degrees. So my plants need to be watered at least twice during the day. So I go out first thing in the morning, give them a good amount of water, and then I try to go out around 2 to 4 o'clock and top them off because it's so hot out there. But all throughout the day, I can see them from the windows in our house because it's just in my backyard, and they bring me so much joy. I've got little cuttings of my zinnias all over the house now. I've got some on my desk, I've got some in the kitchen, so it's really, really nice. Oh, I just remembered, I also signed up to take a ceramics class because part of the things that I was selling at my art booth were these painted pots, but I didn't make the pots, I just did the painting. So I'm gonna take my first pottery class since freshman year of high school, which was 2012 for me. So I'm really excited, really, really excited, and I feel so lucky to be able to take a course in it now. We'll see how that goes. I hope I'll be able to make some vlogs of it because I also want these to look back on for myself as kind of like digital diaries. I think it's always really cool to find somebody's vlogs or find their channel and watch them and then think, let me go check out like their first videos, and to see them in like as like a whole different version of themselves. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon. I hope to be more regular with my content. And I hope to make more chatty vlogs. But hopefully in the future I'll film more of my actual like day-to-day or art process. Hopefully in the future it won't be like clips of half of my year. But we'll see. That's it.